The RCMP is investigating Doug Ford's plan to open the Greenbelt for development, and this investigation will be done by the Sensitive and International Investigations Unit. And at the same time, Doug Ford is also planning on passing legislation to make future changes to the Greenbelt have to be done through the legislature and not through regulation, which is a great thing, but they're doing it as part of a package deal for another reason. Because apparently Doug Ford's Greenbelt flip-flop can actually mean that the province is on the hook for millions, if not billions of dollars to these developers. So part of that new bill will have the Ontario government try to block financial compensation, with the Dean of Osgood saying that developers could try to hold the provincial government liable for money spent on architects, designers, and other experts hired to map out the prospective builds. Another example where one development company spent $15 million on 41 hectares of farmland. They then flipped that land in April of 2022 for $62 million. And now the land is not worth anywhere near that. And in Ontario, there is a tort of negligent misrepresentation, which means that they can actually sue Doug Ford for misrepresenting the changes to the Greenbelt. But in order to do that, developers have to make the argument that they have to prove that there is a special relationship between them and the government. So in order for them to sue the government to get back their lost billions in potential revenue, they will have to prove that Doug Ford was criminally involved in doing this. Because promises from the podium don't qualify as a special relationship. They have to prove that Doug Ford behind the scenes promised them that this change would happen, which would most likely also open themselves up to other legal ramifications. Although the developers can also argue that changes have been done in bad faith. An example of a bad faith change is where the decision isn't being made on the basis of public interest, public policy, or good land use planning. Although I would say that taking the lands out of the Greenbelt is both in the public interest, public policy, and good land use planning. So now we're seeing Doug Ford and his billionaire developer buddies being pitted against each other. And if they want their money, they're going to have to make the RCMP's case for them. So follow if you want to stay up to date on the story.